So, the hottest issue in K-pop right now must be the one concerning Seungri's scandal. And I don't know what international fans are thinking about this, but wow, at least in Korea, this shit is on fire. Let's get straight into it. As many people already know, aside from being a K-pop sensation, Seungri from Big Bang turned himself into a CEO here in Korea. He had two main businesses. The first one was a Japanese ramen restaurant called Aori Ramen, and second was a club called Burning Sun. So this whole scandal started in Burning Sun when a man who was at the club reported that he saw a woman being sexually assaulted. So naturally he tried to help her out, but instead was beat up by the bouncers. And when the police came, he was violently arrested because the club officials reported him as the one trying to sexually assault women. So when the man publicized this issue, it became viral very quickly in Korea because one, usually issues involving sexual assault and women get viral in Korea very quickly, and two, the club was owned by none other than Big Bang's Seungri. So the press gathered in really quickly to get a piece of the pie. And it was getting a lot of attention from the public because they knew something was wrong. Usually, a man who knows that he sexually assaulted a woman doesn't come out to the public asking to prove his innocence. And so, this issue was getting a lot of attention. It was getting very heated up. And as the tension level on this issue was reaching its climax, insiders of Burning Sun released KakaoTalk messages between the employees of Burning Sun, which had things like this. And this is basically when the people started losing their neutrality and straight up turned their backs on Seungri and Burning Sun. They wanted immediate punishments. They also suspected that the Korean police was being bribed by Burning Sun and therefore were a part of the team and they were trying to cover it up. This basically turned the scandal into not just a fun celebrity gossip type of deal, but it became a societal issue, which meant people of all ages were now watching. It wasn't just the teenagers, the K-pop fans, it was everyone. It was the old people, it was the children, because it was constantly making headlines here in Korea. Naturally, with so many people focusing, the press were running at it to get a piece of the pie. And as a result, more things about Seungri has been revealed. First, this is a picture of Seungri suspected to be using something called Happy Balloon, which is a psychoactive drug that was popular in Korea for a while. Second, in a KakaoTalk message between him and his co-workers, he mentions that an investor from a different country is coming, and then he says this. So now he's under the accusation that he was using prostitutes or girls under the influence to appeal to foreign investors. 3. Seungri hired prostitutes from a bar he frequently visited and flew them out to Philippines for his 28th birthday party when he rented an entire island to throw a party for a few days. Of the people who attended the party were many rich men from different countries in Asia, one of which who eventually became an important investor for Burning Sun. I mean, are these all real? I can't say, but as of now, I think most people in Korea do believe they are. So after the scandal really sparked up, a lot of Seungri's fans and as well as the average public continued to comment on his Instagram, rushing him to make a public statement about this issue. The statement didn't come immediately, but eventually Seungri made a statement saying that he was involved in running Burning Sun, but he wasn't the actual CEO. He was in charge of advertising the club more than operating the club itself because he was a celebrity. And he had already quit from the executive position of the club, which with a bit of research, it was easy to find out that it was true. His name and his mother's had been removed from executive positions in official files. However, this brought a lot of controversy because it contradicted what Seungri said on TV about celebrities running businesses.
승리 씨는 기존의 방송에서 이 클럽 운영에 대해서 공공연히 거론을 여러 번 했었던 것 같아요.
네. 이것을 맡게 된 그 계기가 그 자신의 그 시간이 있을 때 그 DJ 역할도 함께 하고 이와 같이 이제 대중과 접촉을 하고 싶었다. 그리고 지금 역할 자체는 이제 홍보 의사였다. 뭐 이렇게 얘기를 하고 있습니다. 그리고 이 사건이 발생한 그 시간에 과연 함께 있었느냐에 관한 내용도.
According to what he said on TV, Seungri should have been operating the club hands-on himself and therefore should have known about the criminal activities that was going on within Burning Sun. He also suddenly turned himself into the police, saying that he will be investigated to prove his innocence. And sure, he was investigated for 8 hours actually. Unfortunately, he turned himself into the police when the US-North Korea summit was happening in Vietnam. So the public accused him of purposely showing up to the police station during this time to avoid being reported by the press, because because he knew most of the press in Korea would be focusing on North Korea-US summit. With this, I think the Korean public really turned their backs on Seungri. Within the internet, it's hard to find even Big Bang and Seungri fans trying to make things different. It looks like about everyone on the internet wants Seungri and everyone involved in this issue to be punished immediately. In matter of fact, the public turned their backs not just on Seungri, but also on YG. Despite being one of the biggest entertainment companies in Korea, YG has always maintained a fair amount of haters and has often been called as 약국, because many of its artists have been accused or found guilty of abusing drugs. But this Seungri issue is much bigger than that. This plus G-Dragon's recent military scandals, YG stocks are going down. YG also lost the public's trust because while Seungri turned himself and was being investigated, YG called a shredding company. For those of you who don't know, a shredding company is basically a company that takes all of your documents, your computers, whatever, and just shreds everything for you. This all happened on the morning of 28 around 6:35 a.m. While the employees of the shredding company were loading up their trucks with YG documents, a few YG employees kept guard, and when a reporter tried to film the situation, they told them that filming was not allowed and that they should leave. This made the public suspect that YG was also involved in this issue. They knew what was going on in Seungri's club, and they were just trying to hide everything by shredding it up. The Korean public has definitely lost their faith in YG and Seungri this time. Of course, that's not to say that you should do the same. Just remember that Seungri is not found guilty of anything yet. Neither is YG. He may be completely innocent and everything might be just false, but it can also be that Seungri and YG are actually involved in this big scandal and they were using women under the influence of date rape drugs and prostitutes to appeal to their investors. But I think we'll never know the truth until the results actually come out. Don't just rush to make any decisions. I think it's fair enough to say we should criticize Seungri and YG for whatever they did after the actual results come out. If you found this video interesting or I answered some of your questions about what's going on with Seungri and YG here in Korea, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time.